Hi, Terry.
Hi, Sara.
I'm fine, thanks. You?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, well, I've got a poorly sick granddaughter with me today. She's lying on the settee here, feeling quite sad with a
Oh,
headache.
oh,
But other than that, I'm fine. Yeah, staying in today.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, thank you. She's okay. I'm going to give her some medicine soon.
Okay.
Right, so we've got some pictures to look at. Um, so there are three pictures here.
Mhm.
And I wonder if you could just spend some time looking at them and comparing and speculating about what you think is happening in the pictures.
Okay, let's do it. The three photos show different type of holiday.
Hmm.
In both the first and the second photos, I can see a beach holiday,
Hmm.
and I guess it's summer, since the people in the photos are wearing beach clothes.
Yes.
And in the first one, the little boy has a rubber ring, and
Yeah.
there is a towel in the bag.
Yeah.
So probably they're ready to go to the beach
Mm.
or to swim.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas in the third picture, it's a trekking holiday in the
Mm.
mountains,
Yeah.
and she's wearing winter clothes. But
Mm.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure which season is, because
Mm.
in the mountain
Mm.
could be cold in summer and springtime.
Yeah.
So the weather, but is the sky is very blue. So
Mm.
probably
Yes.
could be summer or
Yes.
spring time.
Yes.
But it's still cold.
Mhm.
In the first
Mhm.
picture, the family look, they are enjoy their time together, and I guess perhaps the the family has just arrived at the beach,
Yeah.
because they seems astonished by the
Yeah,
beauty of the
they do.
place.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see, in the second picture, I
Mm.
imagine the young man is admiring the landscape and
Mm.
enjoy the silence.
Mm.
But maybe he's not alone, and perhaps he's waiting for his friends, because I can see in front of him uh, two beach umbrellas.
Yeah.
So there are other people around him. He's not
Yeah.
by himself.
Hmm.
On the other hand, in the third picture, the woman is by herself. She's alone,
Yes.
and so I guess it's a total different type of holiday
Yes.
compared to the other two. It could be a solitary journey,
Hmm.
where she want to find the meaning of life,
Mm.
and she's carrying a backpack
Hmm.
with
Yes.
her supplies, I
Hmm.
imagine. So
Yes.
everything she needs to be alone in the nature.
Mm.
So I guess this is the hardest and the most challenging holiday compared to the
Yes.
other two.
Yes.
So I'm guessing that she wants to spend some time alone,
Mm.
and it could be a challenge against the nature,
Mm.
that can help her. Can help to discover something about herself. I
Mm. Yeah.
imagine
Yeah.
something like a more deep
Yes.
holiday, and
Yeah.
difficult too.
Mm.
Very
Mm.
difficult.
Yeah. Yeah.
In In the first picture, I guess the family would like to chill out and no worry about anything. So I imagine they spend their holiday in a resort, all included. So they don't have to cook, clean, go shopping. So they don't have to do anything.
Yes.
And everything is provided. But in the meantime, the kids, they can enjoy the time there.
Yeah.
In the second picture, the young man is looking for somewhere he can rest and recuperate, perhaps from a busy job.
Yeah.
And I guess he's probably got a good job because it looks like an expensive holiday.
It does. Yeah, that's right.
Whereas in the third picture, as I said before, the woman doesn't have any home comforts because she's in the wild nature. So she wants to be by herself, and I can't see any people around her, and I can see only nature.
Okay, that was lovely. Thanks very much, Sara. That was great. You said some really interesting things about those photos. It's very good. So, I've got my own ideas about where I'd like to go.
Yes.
But yeah. So let's hear about you, about what you'd like to do for your holiday. Which of these places would you prefer to spend your time, and why?
Out of all three holidays, I would like most to have a type of holiday like the second picture. Because I love nature, and definitely I prefer the silence and the nature's noise to the noise of the city.
Yeah.
But I don't like all-inclusive holiday because I like to have choices.
Choice.
And I prefer to be able to do my own thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think like in a campsite, I can be able to enjoy relaxation at the same time, be able to have fun, dance and drink with my friends. About the third picture, definitely is not my type of holiday because I can't stand the cold, really.
No.
And I'm scared to camp in the wild.
Right.
And I wouldn't like to be by myself in the mountain and think
Me
too
neither.
much about the life. I prefer some action. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Sara, thank you. That's it. We're done, I think. I really enjoyed listening to you talk about your holidays, and I'm off to book my next one, I think.
Yeah, me too.
Although it won't be up a mountain on my own, that's for sure. Maybe something along the lines of the first one, maybe. I don't know.
At the beach and
the
sunny weather.
Oh, definitely need some of that.
Yes.
Okay. All right then. Well, it's lovely talking to you, Sara, and I'll see you again next time.
Thanks, Terry. I really enjoy, and see you next time.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, let's take a look at some of the corrections that came up in that speaking challenge. So the first thing you may have heard was the 3 photos show different type of holiday. Remember to hit your S's when there are plurals. So there are 3 photos, so they show different types of holiday. Different types. 3 photos showing different types. The next thing I heard was, I'm not sure which season is. I'm not sure which season it is. So in the picture, I'm not sure what season it is. It could be spring, it could be summer. So I'm not sure which season it is. Next one, in the mountain could be cold. So if we're talking generally about mountains, not a specific mountain, but just mountains, then we need to put that S on the end. So in the mountains, it could be cold. In the mountains, it could be cold. Or, because it's true, it's a fact, we can use can as a tendency. So in the mountains, it can be cold, because it's true. Next thing I heard, the family look they enjoy. The family look like they enjoy. Or, if it's happening right now in the picture, I think we should say the family look like they are enjoying their holiday. So the family look like they are enjoying. The next thing might have been just a little slip, perhaps, but remember the beach. So when you arrive at the beach, what do? So arrive at the beach. I'm going to the beach. Where have you been today? I've been at the beach. The beach. And the next thing is they seems. We don't need this S on the end of verbs when we're talking about they. They seem, they look, they play, they go. That third person S is just for he, she, and it. So they seem very happy. They seem to be having a good time. They seem. Next thing we heard was he, or the young man, is admiring the landscape and enjoy the silence. So I think if you're going with the ing form over here, he is admiring and he is enjoying. Let's have these two match up. So he's admiring the landscape and he's enjoying the silence. Next one, it's a little bit of a word order problem. It's difficult to, sometimes this can happen, right? You just kind of go down a route in a sentence and you end up having to kind of think on your feet. So it's not a terrible sentence to say, I can see in front of him 2 beach umbrellas, but I would go with this one first. I can see 2 beach umbrellas in front of him. That's the word ordering that I would go for. The next one is quite a common mistake. It's a total different holiday. Of course, we need to be using the adverb totally. So it's a different holiday. It's a completely different holiday. It's a totally different holiday. We need the adverb of the word total. So totally different. Just like you'd say completely different. Totally different. The next one I think is a slip as well. I don't think this is something Sarah doesn't know, but be careful. She wants to find. Remember to hit the third person S where it's needed and not to include it where it isn't. So she wants to find, not she wants to find. Be careful. The next one's a very common mistake with non-native speakers to put the next to nature. Again, if you're being specific, if you're talking about the nature in my country or the nature that you see in this example, then okay, we need to talk about the nature in this area. But if we're just speaking generally about being out in the wild, then we need to get rid of this the. So I like to spend time in nature. I like to observe the nature in my country, but generally, I like to be in nature. We don't need the article when we're speaking generally here. And again, I think the last example we have on this page here is just another slip. I think Sarah knows how to make the comparative adjective, but here it is anyway. A more deep holiday? No, more deep. The comparative form is deeper. So So this is a kind of deeper holiday than a typical beach holiday. A deeper holiday. The family would like to chill out and no worry. No worry. Here's the problem: not worry. So the family would like to chill out and not worry about having to cook meals or having to prepare, etc. So not worry. Next one's a common example when you're trying to think on your feet, as we say in English, when you're thinking spontaneously. Sometimes we include words that don't need to be there. So for example, we include words that don't need to be there. So for example, the kids, they can enjoy. We don't need they in here. We've already spoken about the kids, so we know who we're talking about. So the kids can enjoy their time, not the kids, they. We don't need they when we've already explained who we're talking about, the kids. Next one again is a word order situation. Definitely, I prefer the silence. Definitely, I prefer. Well, I would go for I definitely prefer. I definitely prefer the silence. Again, the next example is just not including a third person, a plural S where it's necessary. So you're talking generally about the kind of holidays or holiday that you like or don't like. So I don't like all-inclusive holidays. You're talking in general, so we need to use that S on the end. I don't like all-inclusive holidays. I don't like adventure films. I don't like boring books. So if you're talking generally, let's put that S on the end. The next one, in a campsite, I can be able to relax. This I can be able doesn't exist in English. We don't need to use this. We have a few choices though. In a campsite, I can relax, no problem. Or in a campsite, I am able. Not I can be able, but I am able to relax, which just means I can relax. So I am able to speak English. I am able to drive. I am able to relax. Or theoretically, hypothetically, if we're just discussing the kinds of places that we could probably relax or not, we could say in a campsite, I would be able to relax. If I went to a campsite, I would be able to relax. But I don't think I'm going to a campsite. So I can be able doesn't exist. I am able, or I can, or I would be able. And another example of putting definitely in the wrong place here. Definitely, it's not my type of holiday. It is definitely not my type. When we have the verb to be, we put the definitely after the verb to be. So it is definitely. And if it's a negative, it is definitely not. So it is definitely not my type of holiday. And finally, the last two that I spotted. To camp, I don't like to camp in a wild. So in a wild what? In a wild environment, in a wild setting. We need to get rid of this a and replace it with the wild. So we don't talk about the nature, but we do talk about the wild. So to camp in the wild. I would love to camp in the wild, or I would love to camp in nature, but not in a wild. So in the wild. And finally, I wouldn't like to be by myself in the mountain. So we're kind of harking back to the problem from before. If you're talking about a specific mountain, then it's okay. Then we're talking about the mountain that we've been speaking about. But if you're talking generally, then we're going to put the S on the end. I wouldn't like to be by myself in the mountains. Okay, I hope that's clear. If anything's not clear, please drop us a message in the chat, in the comments, and we can correct that for you. We can make sure you can understand everything that we're talking about. Otherwise, lovely to speak to you, and I will see you on the next video. All the best. Bye now, guys.
We really want to hear from you.
Tell us about the best city you have ever visited.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you next time.